Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome aboard. If you're old, welcome back. Tonight we're going to talk about feeding our cows. Animal feeding is a little bit different in this game. The cows work similarly to how they did before, but they have some additional things that you have to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to walk over here to our barn and buy some cows. I don't have any cows. This is my test farm. There's millions of dollars available. Oh, we could do that. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, we could open it up. So if you stand in here, if you look for this box here, this is our animal pickup area. And we're going to buy, all you have to do is pick buy, and then you can just roll, you can roll over here, you can roll it up to, let's just say 100 cows. Each cow makes approximately $500 a day on normal. $500,000. Woo, woo. Yep. So we have a bunch of cows. There they are. They're hungry. They need to eat. Well, that gets a little bit tricky. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to send a worker out here. We're going to get some straw going because you're going to need straw to put bedding down for the cows, and they also need it to keep their pens clean. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and hire a worker. And H. Off we go. So I'm going to let him work, and we'll be right back. Now, folks, we're going to take a look at the equipment that you need to feed your cows at a minimal level, okay? Now, some of these things you can sub in. There's a million different ways to do things. One of the great things about the farming simulator is that you don't have to do it my way, okay? There's a billion different ways that you can get things done. So, for example, you could get rid of all of the baling equipment and buy, and we'll talk about this, we'll do this method too a little bit, but you could buy one of these Silo King compacts. Then all you need is like a mower, a tedder, maybe a windrower, and then a tractor and a collection wagon, and that Silo King. You can get rid of these three pieces of equipment and not have to deal with bales at all. Now, you can get rid of this thing because you don't have to use the bale picker upper. This just makes life a lot easier when transporting or working with round bales. So what we're looking at here is what I feel like is the base easy setup for feeding your cows. You're going to need this guy to mow, okay? And then you're going to collect grass with the Euroboss, because if you look at the cows, and we're going to take a look here in our map at the information on our cows. Right now they have nothing. And they're not going to get any dirtier because there's no food. They need straw, they need grass, they need silage and hay, and then they also need total mixed ration. So at worst case scenario, everything you need, obviously you're going to need, and one thing I didn't put arms on this, you're going to need a tractor front loader because you're going to need to be able to pick the bales up and put them in this. And this is the last thing that you need, and I forgot, you do need to also have this. If you want to do the power food. The power food gets you an additional 10%. So if you feel like having your cows at 90% is enough, there's the mixing wagon out there, then you don't have to buy this really expensive mixing wagon, okay? You can get away with just doing this, you know, just doing the what's here, and you can get them up to 90%, which will still get you pretty good productivity. However, if you want them to be at 100%, you need to give them the power food, which is basically a mix of different types of bales that you're going to make. Or if you're using the Silo King that I showed you before, it's going to be that kind of stuff. You're going to suck stuff up, but we'll get to that later. That's one of the things that's changed about this game. It used to be that you had to do it the way that we're about to do it, but now you don't have to do that anymore. So your first step is to go out and to mow, okay? And you're going to mow, you're going to pick up with this, and you're going to bring it back to the farm, and you're just going to dump it into the cow pen. The second thing you'll need to do is mow again, and you're going to make grass bales. And then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to take half of those grass bales, and you're going to wrap them with the wrapper to make what's called silage, okay? So you're going to feed the cows your and I think we're going to test this out here because this is one thing that I haven't figured out yet. I've been tedding my grass and then windrowing it and then baling it. So you may need to have that, but some people are saying that you can actually just add grass bales into that mixer, and it automatically sees it as hay. So I'm not sure what to do with that. In real life, I guess they don't ted very often. So I'm going to go ahead and get some stuff mowed. I'm going to make some bales. And I'm going to make them without tedding them. And we'll test that theory out and see if we end up with hay or if we end up with grass. So let me go do that, and I will be right back. Now, right now, we're going to make some grass in a fast way. I'm using this Krone Big X mod. It is available, I believe, under the beta section, though. B-Dog provided it for me, so I don't remember if it was, it might not be, it might be a Mod Hub one, so if you're on the console, you can't get this, but you can mow with any mower. You don't have to use this giant thing. I'm just doing it because it's fast. But I wanted to talk to you about grass. Now, on Sosnovka, we have some free grass fields here. You can see on the map below and where I'm at. If you look where I'm at on the map, there's a whole bunch of different sections here that have free grass to mow. This area over there, there's some free grass. So we have some spots, which is nice because we don't have to struggle to find grass or have to grow grass on a field. This is just free and it's there. But on most of the newer maps, you actually have to plant it and take care of it. And you will get better yield when you do that. You'll fertilize it and weed it and stuff like that, and you'll make more money. But this is how we get our hay, and this is also how we get our just straight up grass that we're going to put in the collecting wagon. Once again, there's a million different ways to do this. I'm just kind of going over the basics of what you need to do to feed the cows and give you a couple different ideas of how to do it, but it doesn't mean that it's the only way to do it. Also, once again, I love to put a disclaimer in these tutorial videos. I am not a farmer. I've never been a farmer. I've never fed an actual cow. I've petted cows on the head before. That's about as close contact as I've come. I've never milked a cow. I don't own any farm equipment. I have a lawn tractor and a Kia Forte, and that's about it. That's about as close to farm equipment as we get. So anyway, this is a tutorial about how to feed your cows in the game, not about feeding your cows in real life. That's a completely different type of operation. So enjoy this video for what it is. Hopefully you find it helpful. All right, so I am done mowing, and we're going to go over and get the baler. I will be right back. Now, for brevity's sake, we're going to skip this, but if you wanted to mow, you'd put that mower that I bought back there in the garage way back there, you'd put that on the front of this tractor, and you put the collection wagon on the back, you turn the mower on, you turn the collection wagon on, and then you just run along on the grass and collect. It takes a while to do that, but this is going to yield grass a lot faster, but that's the way that you would do that if you didn't have that giant mower that I was using. You just put a mower on the front and this collection trailer on the back, and you only need about 100 to 120 horsepower tractor to be able to manage that fairly well. So this tractor has plenty of horsepower at 120 or 115 or whatever. So anyway, I will meet you on the field. All right, so here's the easy process of collecting. We're going to turn the collection wagon on. I've lowered it, and we're just going to fill this thing up with grass. This is going to play a part in our tutorial, not only for this part, but also when we deal with the Silo King mix feeder. And it does things a little strangely. One of the things that we found out is that mixer, the mixer thingy, it does things strangely. I don't know how else to put it, but you'll see when we get there. It kind of, when you mix it up perfectly, it still gives you not just TMR or power food, but it also gives you this like mixture of grass and hay. It doesn't work the way that you think it does. It's kind of strange. We're still trying to figure that one out. Kyle and I have been looking at it going, what? Why did they do it that way? But that's how they did it. So you can see here, though, you're going to eat up a lot of grass. We still have to make some bales. We don't need a ton, but we need some. But one of the mechanics that's changed about this game is that you can pile grass and you can pile straw and pile hay, and you don't have to use storage shelters anymore. You can just pop it wherever. And that's going to make things a little bit easier if you buy the Silo King. So there's this. Yep, so we have our grass, and we're going to go feed this to the cows, so I'll be right back. We'll meet you at the farm. All right, so we've arrived at the cow barn. We're going to put some grass in. I'm not going to feed the cows all the way because I want some of this grass for the rest of our experimentation. So please ignore my bad driving. All right, so we're going to dump this here. And it's going to start pouring in, and we're going to cut it off right about there. So the cows have lots of grass. Now, if you have a lot of cows, like 100 cows like I do, you're going to have a lot of work. Your work is cut out for you. You're going to be feeding them quite a bit, and the method I'm about to show you with the round bales may not work as well as using something larger like square bales or just mass production like we're going to show you here. So I'm going to start making piles out here. You could, if I were you, I'd make it a little more organized than what I'm about to do, but we're going to pile some of the main ingredients here. So we have grass. And now we're going to collect a trailer full of straw. The straw you will need to bed the animals, okay? They need to be able to go to sleep on the bedding, and they also need to poo in the bedding. So, as graphic as that is, it's the truth. The animals need it. Oh, my trailer is still open. Oh, I made a mess. I forgot, when you use the force dump with this trailer, it doesn't close automatically, so we'll try to suck up some of the stuff that I just dumped all over. So the benefit of using bales, one, it's a little bit neater. I don't think it's cheaper though, to be honest with you. If you just have to buy that Silo King, the comfort unit, and we'll show you what I'm talking about. That may be the cheapest way to do it. Did I get that stuff? Yeah. All right. So our helper's got a full grain tank. Cool. We don't really need the grain. We're just gonna let him sit out there. I'm gonna fill this thing up. I'll be right back. All right. I've collected a butt ton of straw. What we need to do is this straw is going to go to bed the cows. So we once again pull in here with the straw that we have. You can also take bales of straw. Like if you make a straw bale, round or square, you bring a front loader in here. All you got to do is drive the front loader over the grass right here and set the bale down, and it'll actually go into the pen. So you don't have to even use a loading wagon for that. You can just hand load it in. However, I like to use the loading wagon because we're here. The loading wagon, yes. And we're going to just dump some of it here, but not the whole thing. See if it'll fill up pretty good. There we go. So you see there the floor got filled up with straw. So the cows now, when they poo, it'll not be so gross, messy, whatever. We're going to make a second pile right here. Now, the hard thing about this is that, you know, well, we'll go over that. You have to make silage. You can either use silage bales, which is why I like the wrapping system because it's easy to make, or you're going to have to make silage in the silo, and I'll show you how to do that quickly. I have an in-depth tutorial on making silage. I do recommend that you check that out. It's about an hour long, but it covers all the different ways of making silage, and I think that you're going to need to know that in order to successfully do a large cow farm. Because the issue with what I'm showing you right now is that it's great for like up to maybe like 20 or 30 cows. But when you start getting 100 to 200 cows, you're going to want to upgrade. So let's go ahead and take a look at the shop again. We're going to park this tractor right here for now. And we're going to grab another tractor. So if I go up, we're going to rent a tractor. We're going to start going for a little bit larger tractor to run the baler. We'll probably grab the JCB. Select, lease. Yes, okay. So let's hop over to the JCB tractor that we just leased. And you don't have to have this big of a tractor. I'm picking this one because it's fast. It'll get me around the map quick. So if you're going for the baling method like what we're doing, the nice thing is that when you get your grass/hay bales, you can just wrap them and you instantly have silage. If you don't do it this way, you're going to have to make silage. If you decide to go for the square baler, which is here, you're going to have to make silage because there is no wrapper for square bales. Now, they may come out with a mod that does wrapping of square bales, but as of yet, you have to do it by hand. Now, the nice thing about the square baler is that it's fast. You don't have to stop and unload each bale. They're easier to handle. They don't go rolling off the trailer. You have this really nice Arkuzen collection wagon. It's expensive, but it collects 16 bales. So you can pick up a lot of bales at once and make a nice big stack. But we're not going to cover the square baling tonight. I will do a tutorial about baling, the two different types of baling. But the downside is, once again, both of these pieces of equipment require I know they say the requirements are low here, like 185 horsepower. If you want to do this right and you've got any kind of hills that you're dealing with, you're looking at about a 300 horsepower tractor to be comfortable with this baler. Okay. Yeah, you can put a 185 horsepower tractor on this baler. That thing is going to get whipped around like there's no tomorrow. You're going to have a difficult time steering. You're going to have a difficult time pulling it up hills. It's going to be crappy feeling. You really need a 300 horsepower tractor. I found the same to be true with the Arquezon. I'm using this on one of my larger farms. If you guys have been watching my Let's Play videos, the Arquezon really needs at least the big Fendt, the 900 series Fendt, to pull it around comfortably. Yeah, I'm pulling it around with my Deutz-Fahr 240 horsepower tractor. I have two tractors on that farm, and I'm using the smaller, the Series 7, I think. Yeah, this guy. I'm using this guy. This guy when I have this one upgraded all the way 240 or 290 horsepower, has a hard time pulling that bale trailer. It can do it, but all I'm saying is in order to do the square bales, you're going to be getting into more money. You're going to need bigger tractors. It's bigger everything. But if you have 100 cows on your farm and you need to feed them every day, this is going to be faster. The other downside, though, once again, is you have to make silage manually. You can't use a bale wrapper like we have here. So this bale wrapper gives us a nice, easy, quick way to deal with those. Now, I'm grabbing the JCB. We're going to run out and make some bales. And we're going to try some stuff out. Like I said, some of this is new because, like I said, I've been reading people's notes and saying, oh, yeah, you don't have to do this or you don't have to do that. I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling they're probably right. We probably aren't going to have to do some of the things that we used to have to do. Oh, this is the big JCB. I thought I was picking the small one. Okay, well, that works. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are baling. Super exciting. One of the reasons why I like the JCB tractors is because they are fast. Now, some of the other tractors are too. The Deutz-Fahrs are quick. They all run about the same speed. But I just happened to pick this one because that's what I did. That's what I'm doing. And this tractor is totally overkill for this baler. You can run this baler with a small tractor, no problem. Anything over 100 horsepower is going to be right at home. And you can run even a smaller tractor with it, but you're just going to be struggling a bit with it, yanking back and forth. But this guy's, pretty good for what we're doing here. So we're going to finish making all this grass into bales, and then I'm going to come back with the collection wagon and grab them and bring them back to the farm. Once we get to the farm, we're going to wrap half of them, and we'll start our how to use the mixer wagon portion of our tutorial. But actually, I need about 8 bales, so 4 of each. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be 6. Actually, we really only need 6, but yeah. So we'll call quits here. I'll be right back. Before we start collecting, I'm going to run over here, and the other thing that we'll make some straw bales too. So you're kind of seeing me set all this up. You don't have to do all the things I'm doing, just as long as you do one set of things. And once we have all this together, it'll make more sense. But I'm collecting straw bales right now. So you're seeing the baling method. Why did I make those piles? Well, you'll find out. That's the second method that I'm going to show you, the non-bale method. And we'll see if it works. I don't know for a fact that it's going to work. I'm hoping it works. But we'll see. We only need about 2 straw bales, so I'm just going to make 2 for right now. If I need to make more, I will. But we're going to get some straw in there, so I'll be back. All right, so we're back at Sosnovka. I've collected all of the bales. We have 6 grass, or hopefully hay at this point, and 2 straw. So the only thing that we're missing is silage. Now, once again, with the bale wrapper, we can solve that very easily. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab the bale wrapper, and we're going to go ahead and solve that problem and dump this trailer off. So I will be right back. All right, so we are arriving back at the farm with the bale wrapper. I am over here now, and we're going to just knock this down because I need to get to the bales on top. So we're going to wrap 3 of these. That's perfect. We kind of sort of went off on their own. So we're going to unfold this. And basically this makes silage. This is nice because, the silage is kind of, I don't want to say in-depth, but it requires, well, you'll see. Silage requires time to make. It takes 24 hours to bake. You can make a lot of it, though, but we'll get into that last. But right here in this little stack, we have everything that we need to feed the cows except for the grass. But the mixer wagon will actually separate it out into TMR, straw, or grass, and hay, or hay and silage. It's weird how it works. You'll see it, though. So I'm going to continue wrapping these. I'll be right back. All right, so now it's time to do the actual cow feeding. It took us this long to get to the spot, but we've made our bales. We've collected some wheat, or not wheat. We've collected some straw. We've collected some hay, and now we're going to add silage. So the mix goes as follows. In order to get the proper mixture of food in this mixing wagon, that red thing over there, for those of you that don't know what a mixing wagon is, that's it over there, the red one. You need to have 1 straw and either 2 grass and 1 silage, or 2 silage and 1 grass. Either way, you'll end up with the same mixture. Now, it's different when you're using the square bales, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's close. So now you're going to see when we do this, we bring this over here, we set it down on top, and voila, it goes in. And you can see here it's mixing it up. So there's 1 thing of silage. And we're going to go with 2 things of silage here. I'm going to do 2 silage, 1 grass, 1 straw. Pop that thing in there. Whoop. And we're going to grab 1 grass bale. Now the hope is that this works. Once again, I didn't TED this, so theoretically this is not necessarily hay. It's grass, but it should be hay. And honestly, I've talked to several different farmers who do say that they almost never TED. Most farmers do not TED the grass. They only do that if it's really, really wet. So this is usually considered hay. You see there that it's filling up nice and deep. And last but not least, we need to add our bale of straw into the mixture. Now, in real life, you don't necessarily have to have straw to get total mixed ration, but it's filler. It's nice to have it. You get extra food using a free byproduct of wheat or barley. So, or actually, I think in real life, I think just wheat. I'm not sure that barley actually gives you that. So now we have a nice full mixer wagon. You can see there the wagon is full. And we're going to check the stats of the wagon. So you're going to open up your advisor and hop into the tractor. And this will show you right here. And it worked. Ta-da! So it is showing it as hay. We have 25% hay. We have 50% silage. And we have 25% straw. Isn't that cool? And so, anyway, that gives us our proper mix. You can notice everything is green. If something is out of order here, the line will be red. So if you've gone past those arrows on either side, either on the low side or the high side, it'll turn red, meaning that you've screwed the mix up. Let's go ahead. Well, it wasn't too hard, was it? So now we're going to watch something interesting, okay? So if we, oops, wrong button. If I look at my map, well, actually, that is where I wanted to go. If we look at the map, or at the our food right now, we have some straw and some grass, enough for a couple days. We have no water, and that's another thing we'll cover. We have to get water. So we're going to pull in here. And you can see the dump symbol appeared down in the right-hand corner, so we're going to go ahead and dump. And this is going to put their food in there. Now, you can see here to the left, like on my speedometer, right to the right of the kilometers per hour, there's a little thing that looks kind of like a flame. It's a representative of total mixed ration. If you have your mix wrong, you're going to see that picture, plus you're going to see like a picture of a seed. You'll see 2 items there. So if the mix is wrong, it's going to show up as that flaming grass and a seed. It's not flaming, but it looks like kind of like it's on fire. Looks like a stylized picture of fire. And so you'll know that the mix is wrong. That's another way to tell. You don't have to necessarily look at this, but as long as you do 2, 1, 1, you'll be fine. So we'll do 1, 1, 1, and I'll show you what I mean if it's to show you when it's wrong. So we're going to pop this here, And hey, can you shut that door, Ev? It was on my bed earlier, Ryan. Sorry, my son is making some noise here. Oh. Whoops. I bumped my release button. Lame. Boop. All right. Let's open that up. So we're going to add one of each, and we'll see what happens. And this is what... The first time I tried to make this tutorial, I was like, what? And I had to go back and learn again. Come on. Oh my gosh. Wait, what did I just put in there? I put the silage bale. Okay. I'm going to put this in here. And we're going to put our straw in. And we're going to get an unmixed ration. I want you to see what the symbol looks like so you can know. I really like this new Kramer telehandler, the little one. It's really good for bale moving. For bale movements. So we didn't put our second straw bale in, or a hay bale in, so the thing should be messed up. If we look at our thing, yeah, see there, we have too much straw. Now you could hand mix it. This is one of the things I'm talking about with this game. There's a million different ways to do this. You could put one full bale of silage, one full bale of grass or straw. I'm sorry. One full bale of silage, one full bale of hay, and then you could take a straw fork, poke some straw up there, and then hand load it in with a loader till it reaches like 16% or whatever, and you'd be good. So let's go ahead and pop that thing in there. Boop. So that's it. Ta-da! So we have fed our cows. The only missing ingredient is water. Now, we can buy water on the farm, or you can go to this map has lakes where you can actually go and get free water. Same thing with Goldcrest. Notice again that our mixing symbol is proper now. It's no longer got that little like seed picture next to it. It just has the flaming grass. If you go back, I'm sorry, I don't think I mentioned it, but if you go back and look when I hopped in the tractor with just the 3 bales, you would have seen that symbol that I was talking about. That way you know it's wrong. So here we go. Now, if we look at our menu while we're doing this, you can see here we're getting both silage, hay, and power food. So it does not give you just power food. You can't just fill the power food up. And that kind of stinks, but whatever. That's the way they decided to do it. So we have a mixture of power food and silage and hay, but it gets you 2 things at once. But you have to keep, you can see there with 100 cows, we've used 2 trailer loads full is about 15% of what they need for 6 days. So you're going to be making a lot of bales. That's not a big deal for 100 cows, but you're going to be doing a lot of work. So the second method you're going to do is the square bale. Let's take a look at that next. All right, so I've picked up the square baler. I also have the mower. That's just a side thing. Ignore the mower. We're just paying attention to the bale right now. We are going to go make 1 or 2 grass bales. You can see here how big this baler is, and I wasn't kidding. If you look at the tractor, this tractor is got a 300 horsepower tractor here, 280 horsepower, and it's about the right size for this baler, as you can see. So we are at the grass field. Oh, I left somehow I missed that guy. Oh well, we don't need him. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Oh, we need to unfold it. Now you'll see here the nice thing about the square baler is that we just run. There's no having to stop. You just collect and it fills up. And you collect and the bales will poop out as you do them. You don't have to keep stopping and unloading the baler. That makes things go a lot faster. There's our first bale. Should be able to get 2 or 3 bales out of this field. So you can see the first bale's about to poop out the end, but we've made 3 bales worth of grass. But I didn't have to stop once to unload it. So, but when you get done, then you have to unload it. So we're going to stop here. And we're going to turn this thing off. And if we press the O key, it's going to, or one of these keys, there we go, it's going to unload the bales that are made. Cool, so there's that. And then we're going to go make some straw bales. I'll be right back. Channel disclaimer number 2, if you're new to my channel series, get used to my kids being around. They live here, I live here. I'm a single dad, I have 6 kids. My ex-wife shows up occasionally and takes them for a couple days, but in general they live here with me. So, yeah, that's exactly right, Violet. So, in general, you will hear them in the background. That's just the way it is. I apologize if you don't like it, but that's how it goes. That's how my family works. And so when they have questions, I answer them, sometimes crabbily. Usually, I try to be friendly about it. Sometimes I'm like, I'm busy, leave me alone. Now, we only need 1 of these, but I'll probably make 2 or 3 just to have them. But this kind of gives you a good look at the other equipment that's available in the game. Once again, this stuff's a lot more expensive, like almost double, and you need bigger equipment to run it. So this is when you start getting into the big farming, where I have 100 cows right now, this equipment is appropriate because it's faster to operate. It's going to give you more results faster. So we're doing it. All right, so you get the idea. I'll be back. One of the things that cracks me up is after 5 patches, they still haven't fixed those rear wheels on this. Look at that trailer. Look at the rear wheels. They never fixed that. All right, so dump this off here. Move this out of the way. Oops. I'm kind of skunking myself here. I need that header. Straw picker upper. Shoot, it got in there crooked. Ah! There we go. I'll get that now. So what am I doing? Well, I came out here to pick up the bales. Once again, you can see here the handling already is easier. You don't have to get that really expensive pickup trailer. You can use just a simple trailer like this, though. In this case, I'm going to be moving both the... You could fill this whole thing up with bales. You could fill any of the trailers. You can use that cheap $12,000 trailer from Flegel. There's all kinds of different ways you can collect the square bales, but they are a hair easier than their round counterparts because they don't tend to roll all over the place. However, you can also use tie downs with that trailer and the round bales, so it just depends on how you want to do it, how much time you want to spend. You could use the 4-stack with a telehandler with an H. I downloaded one, but for some reason it's not showing up. I downloaded the H shaped forks so that you could pick up 3 or 4 bales at a time. But it didn't load in, so whatever. I don't really care. This is fine for now. I'm just going to stack these back here. Well, I totally overwrought, overreached. There we go. There's one. Just going to save the bales. Now, the downside about using this trailer, I don't think this trailer has any tie downs. In fact, let's hop out and look just for poops and giggles. No tie downs. So you couldn't really use this as a good hauler for straw unless you went and hay bales, unless you went really slow. I mean, if you had to go. So we're probably going to dump these bales. I'll try not to. But if you do any kind of movement around, like if you jerk left or right, these are going to pop right off. With the Flegel trailer, our $12,000 flatbed trailer, or the IT Runner trailer, you don't have that problem. So, because you can tie down the bales and they won't go flying off. Any kind of bumps are making me nervous when I see the tractor going through, or the truck going through bumps. It's making me nervous that those are going to pop off. They're staying on pretty good, though. There we go. Aha, we made it. Not too bad. Things aren't flying off, so that's good. Moo. Moo. Now we're just going to go over by the straw bales and do it over there. So that makes more sense, right? So we have everything we need, right? Wrong. What sucks is we're missing silage, all right? So now we got to make silage. We have our you know, we can put 2 grass bales in the mixer and 1 straw. But we have no silage, and there's no way to make silage unless we do one of the following. The first thing that we can do is grab a tractor like this, and we'll do a real quick demo. Because I want you to see this. You know, now that I think about it, I wasn't going to do this, but I think I need to show you it just so you can see. It's not, you don't have to have a forage harvester to get silage. You just need grass. And you don't need a giant tractor either. In fact, we'll just dump this off. I'm going to use the little Fendt, and you shall see. Now, I got a lot of equipment I'm playing with because I'm leasing everything. In real life, you'd be working with just whatever tractors you had, but there we go. Pick up the mover. I can't see the sim. I've got my cup of ice water in front of my screen. I can't see. So we're going to unfold the mower, and we're going to turn the mower on. And then we're going to pick the trailer. We're going to turn the trailer on and lower it. And we're going to get some grass. And this is how you do it. This is nice because, like I said, you don't need a lot of equipment. You need about, I mean, you're still looking at about $30,000 for the equipment, but you know, a lot of farms give you some of this stuff already to start with. Put the mower down, and we're going to start the cruise control, and off we go. We're just going to run down the strip and run back. And we should have enough grass to demonstrate what I'm showing you. So what is silage? Well, silage is fermented vegetable, I guess. Grass can be used to make silage. The best silage comes from corn. Reason being, corn has a very high sugar content, and it's my understanding that the sugar makes the silage ferment better. So when you chop up a cornfield and it ferments, you're doing good because you're going to get a faster silage. Now, in the game, it all takes 24 hours. The nice thing about the corn, though, is because corn is so husky, you know, corn is big. It grows to be 8 feet tall or 7 feet tall. There's a lot of plant material with corn. And so when you cut a cornfield down, you get a lot of chaff. And once again, so not only does it do well because it's sugar rich, but it also gives you a lot of material to work with. So whereas the grass is fine, and it'll do in this game, it doesn't make the corn, the sugar content doesn't mean a hill of beans. It's just it's you know, we're talking real life versus the game. But you still get a lot more material per acre. So like this, I could run back and forth on this all day long and not get much material for silage. But if I do a cornfield, I'm going to get like 10 times as much material because you just get way more biomass in that arena. So we're going to run back down here to the end. I'm not going to fill this thing up all the way, but this shows you this little tractor at 120 horsepower is just fine. It can run the mower and the trailer without a problem. I think this is the 120. The 313, yeah, this should be, or maybe 130. I must have upgraded it to 130 horsepower. I think it starts off at 100 and then there's a 30 horsepower upgrade. So once again, why are we doing this? Well, we have our hay bales and we have our straw bales, but we're going to need silage also, just like we did with the wrapped bales or the round bales. But the nice thing with the round bales, once again, is it's a lot cheaper. However, it takes, you know, in the long run, if I did this all day and I got a giant pit full of silage, I don't have to do it again for like a year. Well, that's a little more realistic, you know, like in real life. How often do they make silage? Well, annually. They grow corn, they chop it up, and then the next year they have enough food for their cows to eat. So that's how they do it. So let's go ahead and turn this thing off. And we're going to turn this off. And we're going to show you how to do this. So grass does not like to go into the silage pit. That sounds funny, but if I come here with a truckload of chaff from my harvester, it'll just dump right in. If I come in here with this grass, you'll notice that the symbol for dumping does not appear. See this? I'm in the silo, but there's no symbol. I have to force unload, but it'll do it. Now, you can see it's changing color, okay? See how the grass looks dark green, but when it comes out, it looks light green? Well, that's because the silo has accepted it. And you can see here, if you look down at the bottom of my menu here, it says fill level chaff, 13,1698. That's what we dumped in there. So we're good. So we've gotten our chaff out of the grass. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not necessarily realistic, but that is how they do it. They do use grass. You can see over here, this pile, this is still grass over here. So let's shut this guy down. And now we're going to grab a bigger tractor. So I really want to get into this JCB over here, because the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to do the corn now to get more silage. There's two ways to do this. You can do a forage harvester, or you can use the tractor mounted. Where's the JCB? The heck? There it is. Oh, what the heck? He's mating with the... We're going to have like a bale picking up JCB when this is all said and done. Sorry, that's inappropriate. But we are talking farm life. I mean, that does happen. We get more pigs and cows. They got to come from somewhere, right? I guess new tractors come from the same place. So the next thing we're going to look at is the corn. I got to find a cornfield too. So we're going to look at our map and we're going to buy a cornfield today. Now, in the game, you would just make one of your fields a cornfield, or you could buy a cornfield. But we need to find one that's in the second or third stage, third or fourth stage. I mean, so either you can actually. Sorry. Okay, you can chaff corn when it's not fully grown. The last stage of growth, where it's green and tall, you can chaff it at that point. So you don't have to wait for it to completely grow. But we're going to look into forage harvesters. The first item that we're going to look at is the MEX 5. Now, unfortunately, when I did my silage making tutorial, I completely overlooked the MEX. I don't know why, but I did. It's there. And it's a viable option. It takes forever to use, but we're going to do that right now so you can just see how it works, and then we'll get a big one. But this is a little bit more of an affordable option if you want to buy something rather than lease. And then we're going to grab a couple tippers. These should do. Select lease. Yes. Okay. Lease. Yes. Okay. There we go. There they are. So how does this work? Well, first of all, this is a pain in the butt because they put the tippers in the garage, which doesn't make any sense. But we're going to have to get these hooked up together. We'll probably pull one out and then pull the other one out and then connect them. So here's this. This is our silage header. And what this does, once again, you need a beefy tractor for this. Now, I think the minimum horsepower requirement is like 160 or something like that, but that's baloney. This thing, I'm not going to get these trailers out with this thing on the front. Let's look at it. If we look in the forage harvesters, the minimum requirement is 150 horsepower. Okay. You can imagine this on the size of that like little Fendt tractor. It's not going to work. This thing is huge and heavy. It does it, but it really struggles. I've done it before. But it's a good way to get corn silage. No question about that. All right, so here's this. We're going to pick that up. And these tippers we're going to also use when we use the forage harvester. You can use the bigger... Actually, this game didn't give us the Flegel Bull. You can get it as a mod, though. There's one size larger trailer that works well with the forage harvesters. And you'll see what I'm talking about. We're not going to go into prototypical silage operation tonight. We're just going to go into how we do it in the game. In prototypical life, you would have one tractor running the unit and another tractor pulling the trailers, though I've never actually seen a MEX in operation, but for the forage harvesters, usually you don't see forage harvesters pulling trailers. They do occasionally, but it's not a common thing. Usually they pull a trailer alongside, and they actually have trailers designed for chaff. Come on, what the heck? Am I that far off? I mean, that's like right there. Do these not connect? These have to interconnect. Frick. Really? Oh, that sucks. I thought these connected together. mean, it's got the... Duh. Come on. Wow. Okay. I guess you can't interconnect these trailers. That's really dumb. Okay. So let's go ahead and look on the map for a cornfield. I guess we're not going to be doing as much as I thought we were, but that makes life a little bit more difficult. Corn. Where are we? The easy one would be 15. That's the closest to our farm, so let's go there. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to head over to the field. Anyway, my point is with these forage harvesters, if you can get a double trailer set up, which apparently these don't, like, you know, you can use 2 trailers at once, so you might be better off with the one that has the dollies, like instead of this hard point type, the one that has the dolly, because that will hook up to 2 for sure. So we'll do that for the forage harvester, because I want to be able to get at least 2 trailer loads in there so we have some material to work with. There's our corn, and it is ready to be harvested. So we need to find the sell point. I'm going to buy this field here. Even though the corn's not ready to be harvested, it's ready to be chaffed. That's far enough along to get chaffed. So let's go ahead and buy this thing. Oh, I jumped out way too early. Here is the buy point. Let's go ahead over here, and we're going to buy this. Yes. Whatever. Thanks. All right. Can we get in the tractor now? All right, there we go. So we're going to uncover this trailer. And you can see automatically this comes around and looks at the trailer. And we're hopefully, I think this is ready. We'll see. We're going to turn the harvester on. No, it's the wrong button. I need to go up the front. Turn this on. Lower it. And off we go. Whopping 6 kilometers an hour. Yes, it's ready. We'll fill this trailer up. As you can see here, this takes a long time. However, if you have a small farm and 15 or 20 cows and you want to do the square bale method, this is a nice, easy way. Also, our second method that we're going to take a look at. This will also work. Or third method. We have square bale, we have round bale, and we have no bale. And that's going to be the last thing that we're going to look at in this like 4-hour-long video. Sorry it's so long, but this, you know, it takes a long time to go through all this material. So anyway, you can see how this works and how slow it is. This is painful. And like I said, if you have a smaller tractor, man, it's like a real pain. I think I'm just going to do one more pass with this thing, and then we'll switch over to the big actual forage harvester. But this is an affordable method, way to do this without having to spend $1 million. It just takes a really long time to get your trailer full. We're at like 2% now that we've done it for 10 minutes. And you can see here with this big tractor, it's plenty of power to do this, but you do really need a decent size. I'd say probably a good 240. Like a Fendt 700 series probably would be large enough. Or like a New Holland, the T7 would be big enough. The Dutzfar 7 Series, any of the 7 Series tractors would be fine. Yeah, that's how that works. So let's go ahead and, well, we'll finish this row, and then we'll get the exciting part going. All right, there's that. Turning it off. Meet me back at the farm. All right, so we're here. You can see now I still don't have a dump symbol. Weird. Oh, because I don't have the back. Huh. What? Yeah, what? So this is not going to let me dump this either. That's really bizarre. I don't know why it's being so weird. But we're doing it. So we're forcing the silage in. There we go. We got a nice pile going on there, a little bit bigger. I want to have it like long. I don't want it stacked up like that, but whatever. Okay, so we can put this to the side now. We're going to just park this guy right over here. Shut him down. And we're going to run over to the store, and we're going to get the forage harvester. Now, okay, so what does a forage harvester do? Well, the job of a forage harvester is to make chaff. That's all. All it does is make chaff for silage. So these things are made for feeding your cows and feeding them efficiently. It's obviously in this game you can also sell chaff, So that's another thing that you can do with it, and you make a lot of money. Not chaff, but you can sell the silage, and silage makes a decent amount of money. It's not like it used to be in Farm Sim 15 where it's like a gold rush, but you can make some money. So we're going to take a look at these different. We're going to grab this guy, the little X, the little big X, and we're going to grab a header for him. And you can see here, we'll take a look at the different kinds of headers. This guy is designed to pick up mowed grass. Like if we have the big M, you know how we had the big M and we left those trails of grass. This guy's meant to pick up the trails of grass. This guy is meant for mowing or what they call whole cropping. You can see that it can cut grass. It can cut soybean, canola, wheat, and barley. It's kind of inefficient to do it this way, but it works. I mean, if you want a whole crop or you want to use this as a mower to make chaff, it's better than mowing grass. You get more yield using this. So you grab the Krone, you grab this, and you can start mowing to your heart's content. And since grass pretty much grows for free on this map, this is great because you can get a lot of, you can get some of the forage for free. Last but not least, you have your corn headers. These headers are designed to collect corn, and that's what we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and lease this guy. And last but not least, we're going to get 2 tippers that actually connect together, or one big. In real life, IRL, you're going to use something like this. This is an actual chaff trailer. Okay, it's meant to carry silage and chaff, not just, and you can see here, if it's got a very limited thing. It can carry straw, silage, grass, hay, and chaff. It's a very limited use trailer, but it's specifically designed for what we're doing. So let's go ahead and grab this. I don't know if this wagon will work with our thing or not, but it should. Let's find out. Lease. Yeah, it's expensive to lease. Man, it's an expensive trailer. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop over to our forage harvester. Oh, yes, it'll work. I've used this before. Boop. This thing's pretty cool looking, huh? Look at how much money I've spent. I had 1.5 mil when I started this tutorial. And this is with mostly leasing. Though maybe did I lease this? Yeah, I leased this because I would have been down to like 500 if I had bought it. There we go. We're going to open this guy up. Wait, no. Let people know. Be careful, I'm coming. Look out. Now, to make this mechanism work properly, like this trailer will collect this chaff, but in order to unload it, you would need to have a tractor with a PTO. Now, in the game, they probably don't simulate that, and I could probably get away with running this whole device and unloading it with the forage harvester still attached, but in real life, you would have to, you know, and in real life, honestly, you probably would not be pulling this big of a trailer with your forage harvester unless you want to blow the thing up. I mean, this is a really big trailer. You probably would damage the forage harvester. So this would be used with a big tractor. But we're doing it because it's in-game and I want to do it quickly. There's our chaff. I'm going to run it over again. We're compacting it each time we go by. Yee-haw! You probably wouldn't want to do that either with your forage harvester. Whoops, why did I do that? Okay, so now that we're getting close, we're going to unfold the header. And we're going to unfold the forage harvester. Oops. No. I can't see anything with these stupid trees. All right, let's see. We're going to unfold the forage harvester. Oh, there we go. And this will start pouring into the trailer. You can see there it's following the trailer as we make our turn. And let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on. And we're going to fill this trailer up. Oh, that was an interesting rev. So pretty cool stuff. So this thing gets the job done a lot faster. And we have even larger ones. The FR850 from New Holland is bigger. And also I did download the mod of the Krone Big X, which is much, much bigger. That's got like a, this is like a 6 meter. That one I think is like a 12 meter. So it's almost double the size as far as the header is concerned. So you can get much larger headers, but. What's up, Seth? Yay, keep the volume down. Making a tutorial here, kid. Lift the header up. Can't do it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to continue filling this up. I'll be back when I'm done. Yeah. This is nice. Now this thing is cool because it has the pointer, like go this way. And if you have the GPS mod, which I do, but I haven't figured out how to use yet, you can make this even cleaner, but I'm currently not. I got to learn how to use it. It looks pretty cool, actually. Kyle was showing me a little bit how it works, and I want to get into it. So anyway, here's the in the cab view of us chopping corn. Yep. Actually, when I'm done with this, we'll be done. So I'll be back, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to go for a 1 minute in the cab view. I used to watch the World Rally Championship, and they'd always have like a featured whoever was in the lead at the towards the end of the rally, like on the third day, they would give you like a minute ride with the person that was leading the race, like so you could see how they were doing. And they just, there'd be no, usually they commentate the whole thing, but during that segment there'd be no commentation. It would be just like total quiet. You just hear the car, right 1 into left 4, over crest into left 6, caution, logs. I love rally racing. I haven't watched WRC. It used to be just on our cable channel, but it's not anymore, so oh well. All right, so we're almost done here at 77%, 43,000 liters of chaff in that giant trailer that I'm pulling behind me. You can see in my rear view mirror here, it's filling up pretty good. And I'm just using the gauge here. I go 3 rows in, and I can just sit in the cab and drive. It's one of those, this is nice, the smaller header, because you can actually, it's a little bit harder to do this from outside or from inside when you're using the smaller harvester. The downside is I have to make a big turn because that trailer makes it so I can't turn real tight. See here how much it slows down when I try to make a tight turn. That thing's way too big for this forger. Once we straighten out, it starts going fast, but all right, so I will catch you when I'm done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 100%. Yay! Okay. Oh, a warning with the forage harvester. It'll just keep chopping, so you need to stop. If you don't pay attention to your gauge, when you reach 100%, it'll continue to chop. Unlike a regular harvester that'll just shut off, this thing just keeps going. So you could cut down your entire crop without realizing that you just completely trashed your crop. So you can see here the trailer, we've got a bug here where the trailer's kind of rocking, but what are you going to do? So I put my pipe in, I folded the header up, and we're off to head back towards the farm. Let's go ahead and hop out and see. Oh, I didn't put it down. I thought I did, but we're putting this down. Come on, pipe away. Let's go. Oh. It's different on every vehicle. No, I want to fold the collector. There we go. All right. And then on this guy, we're going to close the top. This thing is really quite full. So, looks nice. Looks prototypical, but in real life, you probably would not be pulling this big of a trailer with this forager. I really don't think they would. Maybe, but I think you're going to... I mean, look how hard it's pushing this thing. Like, the bump it made it. It's just too heavy for this smaller forager. So what does that mean? It means we need to grab a tractor to dump this. We'll keep it prototypical. Get the forager out of the way. We'll find our JCB donut. Where is the JCB? Oh, right here. All right. Got all this equipment just laying around. Millions of dollars of equipment. And I'm trashing it. Oh, I got an app update. Do-do-do-do. Thanks for interrupting my recording, app update. All right, so turn this around so we can actually get our... And you can see here how big this trailer is. I mean, really, you do need a large tractor for this. So 56,000 kilograms. No, or 5,600 kilograms. I don't know how that works. Sorry. I'm not good with weight measurements, especially European ones. So it doesn't want to dump. So we're gonna have to force dump. Uh-oh. Why does he have to interrupt my recording? And we're gonna, as soon as we join, we're gonna turn it off and we're gonna go back. So we'll turn around and go back the other way. You want to dump this out as evenly as possible because then you don't have to do as much leveling, if any. We may not, in fact, I think with this pile we're not gonna have to do any leveling. So, all right, so we're gonna do this. And we're gonna move along and we're out. Perfect. So that's nice and smooth. We shouldn't have to do any leveling at all. You may want to buy a big bulldozer or something to do this. The bigger the unit, the better. Need to close this because the weight is what makes it get compacted. So let's go ahead and compact this stuff up. You're going to turn on your help menu so you can see what level you're at for the compaction. Sorry, my mouse is sliding off the table here. So if we go in here, we have 12% compaction, 74,000 pounds, or I'm sorry, 74,000 units of chaff. And you can see here as I drive over it, it doesn't need to be leveled. In my tutorial, I thought at the time that it did because the game was brand new. And one of the reasons people are always like, are you going to make a tutorial about this? Or are you going to make a tutorial about that? And I'm always like, no, not yet. The reason being is as you play the game, you learn things about it. And this version of the game is quite different than 15 on some aspects. So I made the mistake of making that tutorial and not realizing that you really don't have, as long as you do what I just did there and you make runs along the bunker and keep the silage nice and even, you don't really need a leveler. You could use a leveler, but you don't have to have a leveler. So what we're going to do is I'm going to continue to compact this. You can see the compacting level at the very bottom of my menu up there on the left is going up. It's 29% right now. Now it's 30%. You have to do this till it's 100%. So I'll be back. I'm going to finish doing this and I'll join you guys in a minute. All right, so as we get closer here, we got at 98%. I'm finding out right now that my kids lost my wallet. I'm a little ticked off. So we are at 100% compaction. So we back off, turn the tractor off, and I'm going to hop out. And we're going to take a look at here. We're going to press R to blanket the silo. If you can see up on the left-hand side there. Boop. The silage begins to ferment. We now have to wait overnight for the silage to be ready. So I'm going to advance time, and I will be back shortly. All right, while time is ticking away here, we're going to... That's right. All right, so we're going to show you the bale method first. This will work with both the Silo King self-propelled unit and also with the tractor attached unit. So this applies for all. We're going to add 2 grass, 1 silage, 1 straw. Or you could do 2, well, you have to do the silage manually and you'll see what I mean. So we're going to basically, we can actually throw one of these in, but you can go either way. Silage is a little bit harder to make than the grass bale, so I would rather use more hay / grass than silage. The silage, I would prefer to kind of save it. We got time flying by right now because we want the silage to make, so we're going to wait overnight. Whoops, there we go. There's one. So you could choose to put just 1 bale in and then scoop the silage in, or you could choose to put 2 bales in and scoop less silage. But we're going to do 2 grass because we have them. And once again, this will also work, this method will work with the portable unit, but we don't have to do this. That's the nice thing that I'm going to show you at the end here. Sun has gone down. Night falls. My prediction, I think around like 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, the silage should be ready. I think they said it takes 24 hours, but it might be 12 hours. It might pop in the middle of the night, at which point we probably still will wait till morning. But I'm getting this set up so we can see it. Is this mine? Just leave that here, please. I want you guys to get all the checks, Evelyn, and put them in my wallet, please. That way you guys don't lose them. You guys will lose them.
I have it in my clothes.
What, Seth? You can't find what? My what? Seth? I'm about to get angry. Seriously, the kids lost my credit card, and I'm getting pretty upset. They take it and they don't put it back, and then they're like, we don't know where it went. All right, so.
Look at the kid who bought Coco, Dad.
Okay, listen, I'm trying to do a video here. All right, so we're going to hop out. We've got the tractor. This is done. Oops, I forgot to turn the lights off. This is partway mixed. Actually, we need the lights back on. But so now we have to add the silage in, and this is what I was talking about. So if you have the round baler, you can make the silage bales with the rat bales. This one we actually have to wait till that silage is ready, and we have to hand mix it in. It's not the end of the world, but we do have to be careful and do it slowly and carefully. All right, so here's this. We're going to shut that off. We're going to hop back into the front loader. Where is it? There it is. Oh, boop, 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 boop. There it is. And now we're going to grab, we're going to leave, we're done with the bales, so we're going to drop that thing off. And I'm just trying to get going here so we're done. So when the morning rolls around, we should have silage available to us. Get this. Is that the full lights? Oh, yeah, it is. All right. Now, I forgot to turn my beacon on again. Everyone keeps telling me, why don't you have your realistic beacon turned on? And I'm like, I don't know. All right, so here we are. We're ready to load the silage. We'll catch you up in the morning. Okay, the silo is done. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're going to slow time back down. We're going to hop out, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to look at my F1 menu. I'm going to say R, open the silo. Now, you have to unpeel the silo. And you can, you can do it like you do in real life and leave it mostly covered and then scoop out stuff as you go. So what I mean by that is this. We're going to go here. We're going to grab this scoop here. And it starts to uncover more, but we can leave some of it covered. The thing in this game, the shoveling is a little bit different. It doesn't really work as well as it used to. You have to kind of keep going back and forth to get a full bucket. And the other thing that bugs me is you can only get 99%. It's not a huge issue, but so here's where it comes to be a little bit of a pain because you have to keep hopping in this guy here. Actually, we'll keep our time going until we get morning so we have some more daylight for the other part. So we're going to dump this in here, 18,000 liters. And I'm going to hop out and take a look in here and see what we got. Open up the F1 menu. You can see here we're still a long way from happy on our silage. Crap. And so we're going to jump back out and do this. Yes, Seth. It's not up to you to find it. Mark is the one that lost it, so it's up to Mark to find it. He probably dropped it somewhere. Because he called you asking where it was, right? Yeah. So in other words, he grabbed it and then lost it, and now he's wondering where it is. Right, because it was in my wallet today. He had it in his wallet before he left? Okay, so he's got it then. He must have dropped it in his car or he dropped it somewhere else. And if he lost it, he's going to buy me a new one because I'm tired of having to buy ones because you guys lose them all the time. It costs like $25 to get a new card. So we have total mixed ration at this point. We could just leave it at that. We could keep filling it up a little bit more, but it's good. So, you know, I mean, it depends on how you want to do it, but we're about 2% short. And is this thing empty all the way? Yeah, it is empty. So we're at 98% full. I'll be right back. All right, so if you fill this up, and I'm going to fill it up one more time, this bucket should not be able to dump all the way into that trailer, so it'll stop me when it starts getting full. I just want to fill it up all the way just for fun. All right, so let's do this. So when I do this, there's 2% left of this trailer to be filled. Once again, that's with 2 grass bales. You'd have to put more in if you only use 1 grass bale. There you go. So see, I can't dump any more in there. That's because the trailer is now full. But we should be at a pretty perfect mix. So if I hop out again once again, look at that. Perfect. 25, 25, 50. That's as good as it gets. So let's go ahead and feed this to the cows, and then we will move on to the next segment, the last segment of our tutorial. There's one more way to get these cows food. Oh yeah, and we forgot the water too. I suppose you guys can figure that out, but I'll do it just for poops and giggles. So we're gonna unload this. Oops, wrong button. And the cows are happy, and they have lots of food now. And if we watch on our meter, you can see the numbers going up. Now they're out of grass, so we need to give them more grass too. Now you could do that by using that. You can use a pickup mixing wagon to give them grass. You can put grass bales in, but you probably need to mow more. So that gave them some food. Very little bit of food. So here's where I think this is the big new way to be able to do this now with FarmSim 17 that you couldn't do in 15. And this is where I think this is really cool. So if we hop in over here to our Silo King Self-Line Compact 1612, we can turn on our menu. We're going to run over here. We're going to turn this bad boy on. And we're going to come over to this pile that we made at the beginning. You're like, why did we make this pile? This is why. We're going to start sucking this up. We're going to fill this up until it's a third full. Or maybe a quarter. This is just mowed grass, though. And it shows up as hay, which is really cool. Now, this will always be at 100%, but... we're going to try to fill it up till it's about a half full, so... or a third full. But you can directly mix. So I'm watching down at the right-hand side. When I get to be about there, I'm good. Now we're going to get over here and get some silage. Get in here in the pit. Start sucking up some silage. This is going to... yummy. This is like me eating donuts. And we're going to we need about 20% straw. So when this is 80% full, we'll stop. 70. And you can adjust your mix a little bit as you want. 74. That's probably good for now. Let's back out. We got a little more grass than straw. As long as you're in those green lines, though, you're good. So then we can fill up the rest with straw. So we're doing about 25%, 26% straw. So this is how you can feed them without having any baling equipment whatsoever. So this unit can actually be very useful. But I would recommend, if you want to keep it quote-unquote realistic, I would recommend that you get some kind of storage shelter to keep all this stuff. That way it's not just sitting out like it is here. Because in real life, you wouldn't do this. This is going to make, the first time it rains, you've ruined your stuff. So you want to get as much straw in there as possible. Why? Because the straw is free. It's filler. And so there we go. And now we have our perfect mixed ration. We can turn the unit off and put our grabber down. And we can come in here and we get the back end because this is the door on this side. So how cool is that? So that is new for FarmSim 17. You couldn't do that before. This thing now actually operates the way that it's supposed to operate. And I think that is definitely a cool beans deal. So we're going to add some more food in there. The cows are happy. They're being fed. While that thing's unloading, let's go ahead and grab another tractor. Let's see here. This guy's good. This will work. And we're going to run up to the store. I'll be right back. So we got our water trailer, and I'm going to show you what to do with this. This is really simple. Come on. All right, so we need to fill this Joskin water trailer up with water. There's two ways to do it. You can find most farms, almost all the farms, have a well. In that well is water. You can pay for the water. It's really expensive. Or you can cheat. It's not really cheating, but I think in real life you probably, I don't know how they do it. Maybe they do just grab, I don't think they grab river water. They probably have to get potable water. Or Same stuff that we, or potable or whatever, the same stuff that we use to drink, they probably use to drink. So if you want sick cows, you can pull your water from the river, or you can get water from the river for free and boil it to kill off the bacteria. But in game, the cows aren't going to get sick. They're not going to die. So you can do what we're about to do. So I'm going to find a good water source where I can actually get my tractor down into the water. When you see something that says caution, you know, like don't get the tractor too deep, those are the, like don't get the tractor too deep in the water. Those are locations where you can actually pull water to fill your tank up. So this should be a good location to do that. I need to find somewhere where I can actually get the tractor next to the water, though. This will not work. But on the other side, it will work. Yes, Evelyn, I'm almost done. Yes, I know you want to watch Star Trek.
No.
Oh, I mean Downton Abbey. Yeah, this water's looking a little, a little turned. I think Kyle said as long as it's moving water, it's okay. Like if it's stagnant water like this, you might be in trouble. So, in reality, you probably wouldn't want to pull water from here, but we can do it here. You can see us getting free water from the sewage canal, the drainage ditch. All right, y'all. So we're filling this up. Yeehaw! So exciting. All right. Mark said what?
He didn't get one.
He didn't get what?
Card.
Mark didn't?
Yeah, he didn't get.
She must have forgotten about Mark. After losing my credit card, that's okay. I'm a little upset with Mark right now about that whole situation. Okay, so anyway, moving right along. I'll look at it in a sec. Here, can you throw the wrapper out? I'm trying to drive, Evelyn. Okay, I don't know where the water is on this farm. So we're going to have to find out where the... It scare you? All right. You like stink bugs, but they scare you? It's probably outside somewhere along here. There it is. There's the water trough. So you're going to look for this area. It's usually marked off. Some maps don't have it marked, but this one does. You can also put food here. Oh, look at the mess that they've made. That's the other thing we need to go over. In this version of the game, the animals make messes. So we're going to fill that up. And we're going to go grab our front loader.
17.
Yes. When you have 100 cows, they tend to make a mess. You might want to buy one of those Lely Juno devices. Because the Lely Juno... Whoops, I have silage in here. I don't want that. Our Lely Juno is... it's a little robot that works by itself to clean up the pen for the cows. And as you can see there was a huge stack of grass. So we're going to have to shovel all that back. I'll show you how to do that. I'm feeding that silage. The cows need silage and hay separately too, so that gets them that. But you can see here with all these cows, 100 cows, you're going to be doing a lot of feeding. In fact, most of your farm is going to revolve around feeding these animals. So eventually, if you have enough money to get this many cows, hopefully you have enough money to get the equipment needed to take care of the cows. What a mess. These stinking cows. Look at this mess that they made, Evelyn. What do you think about that? It's a big mess. In fact, I think that's the biggest mess I've ever seen them make. But I've never had 100 cows before. So you have to scoop this back and then dump it back into their trough. You can see it filling up the trough, and the cows will eat it again, but they'll also spill it again. So every 24 hours, I would come and clean this up, because that counts as cleanliness. It's kind of funny to me. When they first started talking about taking care of the animals and making sure their pens were clean and stuff, I thought you'd actually have something to do.
In real life, you actually...
But instead, yeah, in real life, you have like a broom and a dustpan, and somehow got stuck on the ground. Ah, god dang it. There we go. But it turned out that they really just meant that you have to run a bucket over the ground 3 times and be done. A little bit disappointing. Hold on, Cha. Merry Christmas. Oh, she gave me a check. $25. Go put that in my wallet. I will. Honey, I'm trying to do a tutorial. I'm not going to read a Christmas card from my aunt while I'm doing a tutorial. Stop. Evelyn, for those of you that are on my channel, you know Evelyn. She's my little boss. She's like, this is what you're doing now, Dad. Like, oh, really? She's like, yep. All right, for some reason, they have like a sticky part of the ground here that we keep getting stuck on. That's not good. This works so well. They should have... Yeah, so you guys get the idea. This is how you clean the pen. I'm not going to keep doing this. It's like stuck on the ground, but there we go. I'm starting to get all of it, but you can see it's kind of a pain. But it's, you know, like I said, you could use the Juno to clean it up. I guess the Juno's not working so well on the consoles, but it works okay on the PC for single player. I've heard also that it has issues with multiplayer, so whatever. They'll fix it. All right, guys. So anyway, I hope that you guys found this tutorial useful and helpful. Seeing all the different ways there are to feed the cows, from small bales to large bales to not even having to use bales at all. And, you know, honestly, that's probably the easiest way to do it. And probably the cheapest way, too, because you really only need a mower and a collection wagon. And then the Silo King, that weird self-propelled Silo King, this guy. Those are the three things that you need to feed these cows, and probably the easiest, fastest way to do it, too, because you're not having to bale, you're not having to wrap. So personally, I would get a big tractor, and I would get, you know, this, you know, a big mower, and one of these huge loading wagons. Where did it go? Like this loading wagon, or maybe the Lely, or Lely, or however they pronounce it. These would be a good investment for this type of farm. And so you could even not dump them out. You could leave them, and well, you probably need to dump them out, but you could keep them stored in these and then dump them out as you need them, you know, and then you could keep them stored. But anyway, those are just different ideas. So as you can see, there's a million different ways to do things in this game, which is one of the reasons why I love the game. You pretty much, you can do what you want. If you want to do it this way, you can do it this way. If you want to do it that way, you can do it that way. And that is a lot of fun for me anyway. I really enjoy the flexibility of the game, trying out the different equipment and seeing the different ways to do things. But I hope you guys found this useful and helpful. See you guys on the farm. Please be sure to subscribe. If you want to help, you can do thumbs up. Donations help too. If you click the support button on my homepage, you can donate to the channel. Have a great night, guys. Almost Merry Christmas. We're about 2 weeks away. By the time you see this, it'll be about a week away. So we will see you guys on the farm.